which is pretty cool.
I don't want to be the one saying this to you, but I think that your lifestyle is not really healthy.
Yeah, that's probably true.
The things that you eat and the complete lack of exercise doesn't probably help.
Well, I did change my diet. I'm not keto anymore.
But do you go the opposite? Now you're vegetarian or vegan?
Yeah, I'm trying. Definitely not vegan. I'm still eating cheese, but I'm trying to eat as many fruits and veggies as possible for sure. So happy to be back in the fruit. Oh my god.
Got to get that rush.
And coconut water, man. Oh my god, did I miss coconut water?
RJ, before Satya comes, so I'm going to Burning Man in the end, after all.
Oh, nice.
And I was looking at the map of the United States, and it seems like Oregon is just next door to Nevada.
By next door, it's like a 12-hour drive from Burning Man, probably.
Yeah, I would probably fly somewhere.
Yeah,
so I might pay you a visit.
Sounds good. I don't think I have any plans for August, so.
All right.
I'll be here.
Well, that would be more September, actually.
Okay. I think it's the same.
All right. Hey, Satya, you look like it's still really hot in Netherlands.
It's okay. It's 28 or something. It's not the same. How are you guys? RJ, you're not in Bali?
No. Came back on Sunday.
And you got an airco in your house?
Oh, yeah. It's way too hot not to have one.
That's new. You always said it was so cool and cold down there.
Well, for 2 months, it's hot.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay, hey Griff.
Hey, Satya.
How's it going? Busy with the burn?
Yeah, man. And all the good stuff too. It's too much. This is probably my last week of meetings, and then I have to just say goodbye for like a couple weeks.
How's your leg?
Broken. Yeah, it's good though. It doesn't hurt or anything. I just have to. I'm getting really good at hopping on one foot.
Okay.
That's pretty much how I walk.
All right. But do they take it off before the burn, or are you going to be hopping around the desert?
I'm going to switch to a walking cast the day before I leave for the burn.
Okay.
So I'll still be hopping around. I think I can ride a bike, but probably not very well. and I'll be able to walk around on it for the most part. But yeah, I'm looking at getting an electric bike or something.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Shall we do this really quickly?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's start with the DApp meeting. First thing is show authorized payment by RJ, which I guess is still no progress.
Yeah, no progress on that.
Okay. Second thing is Google Analytics. I think you finished that, Satya. Is that true?
No, I didn't, but I will finish it this week. And then I'm really on holidays. That's the last thing I'm going to do.
Okay. Donation aggregation, I actually have to start again because during my merges, it kind of broke completely. But basically, I hope I'm going to dedicate tomorrow and Friday to it. And I hope that I can push it out in the next release. Then we have a bunch of stuff that Xavi was doing. And I think that I can turn some of that into bounties for this Ant-Human V guy, whatever is his name. He's been pretty good lately. Rose management, that's paused, I would say. RJ, any news on the bridge?
No, I haven't. I've been out for 2 weeks essentially. So.
Okay. Okay, do we have some timeline for that? Some like deadline or something?
As far as like migrating to the other bridge implementation, or more decentralized bridge implementation?
Yeah.
No, it's kind of not really in our, I mean, I think we decided not to devote effort into it or put too much effort into it and let Parity or POA do it.
Were you
get
still
back
looking
to them this week? So
Yeah, were you still gonna make that spec?
yeah, hopefully I should have. I could do it this week.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Okay, because my big question here is, if we already onboard some external projects, how complex it will be to actually switch the bridges, or do we just like finish the donations on the one bridge and then start on the other?
It depends on what the how the other implementation is, but like how I envisioned it, it would be basically we just freeze our bridge and only allow payments to be collected, and then at the same time we like just update the configs to point to the new bridge and like escape all the funds and put them in the new bridge, and then you could just keep working as normal.
Okay.
So there shouldn't really have to be much migration on our end.
Right. All right, perfect. Testing data and script, that's me. There's no progress on that. I really wanted it for this release. I don't think I can do it. Next one is DApp mailer, Satya. Add to subject or somewhere from which environment the mail came from. Actually, the whole mailer is kind of doesn't work right now.
The mailer works.
No, it gets a 502 every time we try and send an email. If you look at the
Really?
logs, there's like 1,000 502 errors that says your deployment didn't set up correctly or something like that.
Deployment where?
I don't know. I think it's the DApp mailer deployment because I'm pretty sure it's like that's the response that's being returned when we like try and call DApp mailer.
Okay. Well, okay, so that's gonna continue then for 2 weeks probably. I might look at it.
Okay. Maybe just like restarting it would help.
Yeah, we'll try to do.
Because this is actually quite annoying, to be honest.
Yeah, I will do it right away.
I mean, I think that's more important than analytics in my mind.
Yeah.
If you have like 1 day left or whatever to work on stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Then we have the integration of tokens, which is Satya also not happening for 2 weeks, I guess.
Am I doing that?
Well, you volunteered last time.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about contributors doing that, and that it would be really difficult for them to do it.
Yeah, those UI sketches, right? Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, UI sketches. Yeah.
Before
Okay.
September, yes. It is scheduled before September, right?
Yeah, I was hoping for the whole tokens to be here, but okay. IPFS integration, that's Edu. I don't know anything about Edu. What's his whereabouts? I actually don't think that. At this point, I don't think it's going to happen.
I think we just take him off of it. It's kind of on my radar.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Satya also had a milestone rewrite there.
Yeah, before September it will happen.
What is that? Oh, the like my milestones page.
Yeah. But I might actually steal it back from you because I now have 3 weeks, and I might do the testing and data script at the same time as this rewrite.
Yeah, sure.
We'll see. Decentralization of the bridge, we talked about it already, and the centralization of the feathers. RJ, I guess nothing really happened there, right?
No, not too much. I was working on it today to like get the normalize pledge thing done. So that should be in develop after this meeting. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's part of IPFS integration is part of that. It's like a subtask of this.
So you actually normalized the pledges? Because I also edited there, and I had a few questions. I actually, by accident, pushed it to master. No, to develop.
Oh, I didn't see anything in develop as of this morning.
I probably pushed it to master. Yeah, and then I reverted it on mistake. Because it actually didn't really work. Okay, my biggest problem was that I didn't know which account to use.
Yeah, it's working now.
Okay, good.
It took me like an hour this morning or something.
Yeah, I'll have a look at your implementation because I was a little bit stuck there.
Okay, and I changed it up slightly to like remove it from where it was in that donation service to like basically I just created another object that runs like the other ones where you just call like a start method and then 5 minutes or something.
Perfect. All right, I think that's it for the tasks, unless someone else has some other that seems to be important now. Okay.
I think I'm just going to keep cleaning up, doing a little bit more cleanup in feathers. I think it's really just the hook stuff now.
Okay, and I'm definitely going to continue cleaning up issues. So I think that's actually moving to the part 2. We try and deploy on Friday to release. Again, to do a testing so that next week, maybe already at the milestones for the last week would be actually on the new alpha or on the new beta now. There's quite a lot of fixes actually in the develop branch.
Okay. Wait, what? I didn't get what you said. The milestones from last week would be on the beta? What?
Sorry, so that we're on a beta before people start putting milestones for last week, for this week.
Okay.
Right?
Does it matter?
Yeah, there's a lot of nice fixes that should hopefully resolve some of the bugs. I mean, we hotfixed most of it, but there's some, at least the UI stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of tough to work with. One of the things I was wondering before we go into this section, I was on mute and had trouble getting off in time. Is there a plan for like a UX overhaul or anything like that? Like UX consulting?
Well, there is a plan. But
yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, I would really love to do that.
You're doing it, right?
I'm trying to do it.
Well, you found an advisor and you have Zdenek, Mr. Z, working on it.
So Zdenek doesn't have time, right?
Oh.
The advisor is not someone who's going to do that. He's just going to say, oh, this is good, this is bad. Right?
There's this Web3 design group, and I think that if we put it out there with like a bounty or something, I think we could definitely get more of like a UX. I feel like we're at the place where if we could get a UX person to spend like a month deep diving into this thing, it would pay a lot of benefits from someone external.
Yeah,
And,
I agree with that. But the problem is that those people need to know the platform, right?
yeah, that's
They
why
need to understand it.
it would take them a month for sure. Just like at least 2 weeks just to understand the platform and how people use it.
Okay.
But there is a there is a really good design group, and there's like a good crew that is developing around there. And so if this is the time, then I can definitely help recruit someone to deep dive. If it's not the time, then hopefully we can do it after Burning Man. But I think
right, because at the same time I'm having talks with Aragon about the Aragon UI.
yeah.
So they're also trying to push that and add a few missing components that we talked about, like modal windows and stuff like that.
Oh,
Okay.
that's really interesting. Are you considering that UI as the next iteration?
I don't know. I wanted to play with it.
Very cool.
But it's not really battle tested. But you know, we have another call on like 24th, I think. That's pending, where they were to share. They basically want to become something like a material of a Ethereum ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool. I would love. I mean, what's really nice is we get a lot of funding if we go that direction.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. I was just checking in because I'm working with this girl, Amy, who wants to lead like a designer recruitment. And she's looking to do like, I don't know, almost like design internships. And it's early stage now, but it's definitely like she might even do like an internship program, and we could get some really cheap, valuable, like talented designer out of it. So just to keep it on the radar.
Okay.
So I think what we should do, I think it's a little bit too early, honestly. I think we should onboard some projects, and then we will get like so many questions and hurdles that people will run into in terms of UX, and then take that all together and start, redesigning. I think it's a bit too early to start. I mean, you can think about it, but I think it's a little bit too early. We first need to increase the usage a bit more with projects that are not Giveth people, let's say. If we really want to build something,
I can tell you there's lots of feedback. I wish I had more time to put in the GitHub, but like campaign management, I think that there's just a lot of features. Like once that delegate button comes in, man, that'll be a game changer. But being a campaign manager right now is really difficult in the DApp. Like,
That's
I think
very
there's
true.
still a lot to learn from onboarding ourselves, too.
Yeah, if it's, I don't know, that's been my thing, is like the UI is kind of rough, or like the experience is rough. And so bringing on other people, like if we already know there's all these like things that are blockers or like a pain in the ass, like do you subject other people? Like how do you get, it's like kind of a chicken and the egg problem, right? You bring on other people, or you need more users to get feedback, but you can't get more users because it's so difficult to use as it is, right?
Yeah, the problem there is that a UX person actually doesn't code, right? So it's not another developer. And I guess that's our bigger struggle, that we don't have a dev to tackle these issues.
I don't know. I'd say design is, we have 3 devs and no designer. We have some half designers, right? Like you can do both, but if you're a designer, like you're good at design, right? If you're a dev, you can design sometimes.
All right. That's fair. Well,
Okay,
let's talk to Amy. Let's just like talk to her.
Yeah.
To see what she can do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm staying in the loop. I still think it's early. I wanted to just understand the perspective, and so that I can have better conversations with her. And like, she's getting grants right now. Like, I would say she's at least a month away from being helpful to us. But it's you know, I want to know be intelligent when I speak to her about what we can offer or what we need and that kind of thing. So I'm good on that. Sorry. What was the next topic?
I guess that's it for the dev side. Unless there's anything else. Okay. Well, fireside chat. So I have first thing, which is this onboarding person search. So we have 11 people that signed up, I think. Satya only likes one of them, which makes it much easier. Sadly, we couldn't do an interview with her, but Satya actually sent me some questions, some really good questions that I'm going to use, and I think I'm going to do an interview with 2 other. And maybe record it if you guys want to see it. You can, of course, join. I know Satya's on holiday, so that's kind of bad. But RJ, you can join if you want. But I presume you don't really want to. That was my take.
Yeah, I think I'll pass.
I think you would be really good at asking very critical questions, though.
Probably. I hate interviewing people, though.
So who are the people?
That's wait, actually let me share that with you. There's Danny, she's from Seattle, by the way.
Yeah, I know Danny.
Okay. So she's number 1.
Oh, nice.
I only like Danny, for the record.
Oh,
He only likes Danny. Wait, where did I share it?
I haven't talked to her. I don't know her.
She came to the comms meeting today.
Yeah, okay.
She's definitely hot to trot. She's like, please give me something to do.
She only gets more likable as you experience her more.
Yeah, she's Lorelai's good friend.
Okay.
And I she her as well. So if you guys want any honest perspective, I think she would actually be really great for that role. But if you want to ask me anything, you can.
Well, she was the only one that actually had wrote some motivation why she wants to be with Giveth and make the world a better place. All the others were like, I want to be in blockchain and me. So that's why I only like Danny. But see for yourself. There's a whole sheet here.
Yeah, I can share the sheet actually with you. I didn't want it to make it public because there are some sensitive information.
Yeah, for sure.
Like emails and stuff like that, but I can share it with you guys.
Look at that, 80.7%.
Single-handedly.
Like a no-brainer. Didn't even talk to her yet.
Yeah. So we have Danny, Callum, Jacob, who I know, Andreas, who we all know, and Alex. Those were the candidates we kind of, at least I wrote to them about like interview.
Where is this sheet?
I've shared it with you here in the chat.
Why don't I see it in the chat?
I see it.
That's weird. Okay, let me just refresh. Maybe it'll pop up.
That's weird.
Oh, I'm in the wrong Jitsi. I'm in 2 Jitsis. Okay. That's why.
That would explain it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my plan was to interview the top 5. Sajja's plan was to just interview Danny, which I guess makes sense as well. Not wasting time. But I think I'm going to still interview the other 4, just to kind of see the perspective there.
Wow, yeah, 80%. She's really winning.
Yeah, it's cute because Sajja basically gave her 100% of her votes, almost. And she was very high on my list as well.
Yeah, she has a lot of experience here too, and she's also not afraid about asking for money. It's from what I saw, like other people especially. But that's cool.
All right.
We'll see.
We'll see. So, Sajja, you're going on a holidays. Is there like, I hate to ask that question, but is there no way you would have 30 minutes to chat with her?
For 80%? Of course.
For 80%? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So we try to arrange that.
It's my only bet, so yes. No, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe create like a doodle so that I can pick some times.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll invite you to the same Riot group. Actually, she hasn't responded to me, but.
And yeah, and if you're very enthusiastic about any of the other guys, then we can always do a second talk, right?
I'll tell you what. We talked to Danny. We'll see how she does, and if we have even any remote doubt, we can interview someone else as well.
Okay. Or you could interview, like, practice your questions.
Or I can do that, yeah. Be shitty at interviews that don't matter.
Yeah,
Maybe I should start from the bottom of the list.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's what you also do in sales. You know, you never go to after your top lead, the one that you want. You first go like.
Right, but when you're really bad at the top one, you know, then it doesn't matter for the rest. So you're kind of relaxed.
Yeah, exactly. So start low. Start in the middle, work your way up.
Okay, all right.
But it's important to have some reference. Also, I think you should talk to 3 people at least.
Yeah.
You get some reference, right?
Okay, will do.
Exciting.
Cool.
RJ still has to vote. I really want to have RJ's vote.
I haven't even looked at the sheet yet.
You should, man.
Yeah, I will this week.
You're going to work intensively with the person.
I just haven't done much the last week and a half.
Yeah, I'm really curious what you will say.
Okay, well, next topic, if this is financial update. So we're running out of money, especially after RJ actually put all of his milestones there. We don't actually, I don't think we have any money in the DApp, or maybe very little. I can't actually check that because I can't delegate your milestones because they don't really appear in the delegate button. But that's something I'm fixing right now. And we do have 90,000 from Aragon. So we actually already received 64 ETH, I think. And hopefully we're going to receive soon some more. I'm in contact with Maria. She said this week, but yeah, nothing really happened yet. But essentially we're running out of money. And
the Aragon funds were already dispersed, or no? They're still in like the multi-sig or something?
Yeah, they're still in the multi.
Yeah, but actually, Griff, great that you're here because we talked about it. And as far as I understood last time, you said that all of that goes to the reward DAO?
No. The stuff that's in the multi-sig, half of it goes to, it's the 48. We're going to keep the same split that was agreed on the thing. It's like 48.
Okay.
Because split like that. I think that's for the first 2 or 3 milestones from Aragon, and then the rest is all to the DApp, I thought.
Right. So this is the Aragon one, yeah. That hasn't been dispersed. Sure. And out of that, we get 90,000 basically.
Yeah.
So that gives us a runway for, well, depends on Ether price, but between 3 and 6 months.
Yeah. And then we have we have this 300 Ether that's sitting in the donation doubler that I really should grab out, and or I don't even know who pulls this escape hatch on that. I'm pretty sure it's me. And then we can start doubling anything that has to do with like security. So like I feel like a lot of RJ's stuff can kind of be on the security side, and that it could probably start matching some of that.
Can we also do it backwards or no?
Yeah. I think it can just be like donations to a campaign or something.
Okay.
But yeah, if you can figure out anything that has, if you can justify, like make a milestone that ability to donate to a campaign from a milestone, right? Where the milestone, because if you could just make a milestone that says all of this work was done in the name of security audits, and we would like funding for it from the security audit donation, and then it could never leave in Ether, just stay in Feathers and go directly to the DApp campaign. It would be, I don't know, to me that would make like a lot of sense. Like with DApp node, what we did is we basically made a DApp node campaign, like a DApp node address that will receive funds, and then but Edu completely controls it. He ends up with the Ether, and he could just run away if he wanted to. We have to trust him to actually delegate it to the campaign. So, I mean, and that's basically the setup that I think makes a lot of sense, so that I can justify it to Burns Inc. that like this went to security, and I can be like, I can point at this milestone and say, yeah, see, like we spent 100 Ether on security in the last, you know, blah blah blah, and so according to the agreement, you said that you would you know, support half of that. So here's why 50 Ether is going there. I don't know if that rant made any sense, but
yeah, I didn't really understand on the logistics how you were explaining it, but I guess that's maybe not so important now. RJ, is this something you can do, or should I try and, you know, read through your milestones and kind of estimate how much of that was a security thing?
Yeah, I can do it.
it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be justifiable.
Okay.
You know, writing tests, and which I'm sure you spend a lot of time doing, and like, you know, reviewing it with Adria for sure. And probably, you know, you could even just say like 20% of basically, you know, of the time that you were working on the bridge and the smart contracts side of things, especially on mainnet that is holding funds, you know, how much of that was really looking at security? Almost all of it, I assume. But
yeah, I'll put something together in the next week or two.
yeah, and then like half of that can be funded by this 300 app.
Okay.
But unfortunately, then we have to figure out, where does the money go? It has to. There's the only way it can go is if it's sent as Ether to some place from the bridge. So like, you know, you can't make a milestone that sends money to the campaign. So
Right.
like, if we had a solution that either people could deploy a contract and then, you know, the only function in that contract is sending money to a campaign, or if there was a way like in Feathers or like a milestone type that feeds a campaign or something like that. I mean, this is a big feature, so I don't know if it makes sense to even do, but like we can shortcut it by just putting an address up there that maybe represents the DApp campaign that Wojtek controls, and then we just trust Wojtek to redonate.
Yeah, we were also talking about potentially just creating a milestone and creating a second action on it, which would essentially cancel the milestone, but it will not be called canceled.
So it cancels
So
the milestone?
that's like a UI hack.
That won't work.
No?
Well, it would work if the money came from through the campaign, but if it came directly from a donor, it would go to the donor.
Oh, okay. Okay. Damn it.
It's a nice hack. But I mean, that's a big feature, and I don't know if it really needs to be done in the next 2 months. You know?
Are you trying to be vegan right now?
Yeah, we were actually talking about, with Satya, we were kind of trying to figure out how to make this a little bit more sustainable. And one option was to charge for new features. So the platform would be kind of still open source, but if anyone, as in like external charity or something, wanted some new built-in feature, they could request it. We would write down a quote, basically doubling how much we would spend on it, and then we would develop it and maintain it, basically.
Hell yeah, that's exactly how we should go.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. And then, I mean, that's basically the DApp node path as well. It's like, oh, you want to be on our DApp node? You want to have a DApp? Well, send us 15 Ether and we'll put you on there. You know, it's basically a feature request thing. Of course, you get to choose what features you add for free, but like, you know, if there's a feature, I mean, I think I even said that in GitHub, like, I would like to put a bounty on this feature. You know?
Yeah. But I mean, it's clear that, you know, there needs to be a portion going to the development and portion going to the maintenance, because that's also difficult and expensive.
A portion going to what?
To like maintenance as well. Okay. Cool. Is that it? Oh, sorry, Satya, you wanted to say something.
No, I don't.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. So, like, do you think that bug that you were talking about today in Feathers, the won't let you delegate to RJ's milestones. Because I delegated to Bowen's milestone, and it says that I can't donate to it again because it's full, but at the same time it shows that it doesn't have any money in it. Is that the same bug?
Yeah, that's a different bug. That's also something I've been eyeing for, but maybe RJ could actually tackle that because that's feathers for sure.
How long ago did you donate?
Like 3 hours ago.
And did you donate funds that need to be committed, like as a delegate?
They were all. I donated. I delegated from Giveth governance, so they were already committed.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at it. Do you have a link to his milestone?
Yes.
Yeah, just send that to me.
I'll send it to you on Riot.
Okay.
Yeah, because the problem I was explaining is a little bit different. It basically, when you click on the delegate button, it doesn't show the milestones at all. And that's because there's way too many milestones and they're sorted in some random order. So yeah, and we only basically just get a first 100 of that. And there's a high probability that, you know, not all the milestones that you want to delegate to appear in the top 100. So
do you in that query, are you like filtering like ones that are not like fully funded yet?
Well, yes, but you can't actually do that because we don't have a fully funded like a Boolean value. What we have is a string total amount. No, sorry, string
right,
maximum.
And you can't. It's not easy to compare two values in Mongo.
Exactly, especially if they're strings, right?
Yeah.
So I'm actually thinking of modifying the feathers and actually adding a flag, fully funded.
Yeah, that's fine. That seems like a good solution. Easy.
Yeah. So when you actually process donation or delegation, you test and you store.
Right. Well, you just do it in the entity count, update entity counter things.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. The thing that I have open, and I also should modify for other things. Yes. All right. I guess that's it. I actually kind of need to go on a different call with Parker for the Ethereum fund. We're trying to get some more donations.
Nice, yeah, and we should get Parker. Parker should probably be on every. I went on like 5 grant calls in the last 2 weeks, and Parker wasn't on any of them. And I realized that's a huge mistake. We should probably get Parker on every single grant call.
Definitely.
Well, the question is, do you want Parker to spend his time on the calls or on the grants?
Well, I think that it's a positive feedback loop. If these people know Parker, then they'll look at his grants with much more certainty. And if he gets a vibe from them, he'll write better grants.
Right.
But yeah, I awesome. I'm glad to hear. Is it Ethereum Community Fund or a foundation?
It would be the community. Well, actually, we're talking general about both of them, but most importantly, I'm kind of onboarding him for the grant support campaign. So that's what the call is mostly about.
Cool. Yeah, and he'll do like grants for anybody, everyone, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, awesome. Give him my love. I have to go unload a U-Haul.
All right, will do.
Good luck with that in your foot.
Okay. See you guys.
Bye.
See you. Goodbye.
Yeah. Enjoy holidays, Satya.